All right, start in this room. Make sure everything the assailant could possibly have touched is dusted for prints. I found the guy's knife out there and a pillowcase very much like the one that was used in the Haley Capwell incident. See if you can come up with anything else.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hello.
Hello. We're just getting started.
I didn't mean to bother you. I was just on my way to work, and I thought I'd drop this by for you.
Well, thank you.
I know you must be exhausted.
It's very nice of you. Appreciate that. It's kind of domestic, too.
I can be domestic sometimes. Oh, Cruz. This must have been so terrifying for Victoria.
Yeah, I bet it was. She's down at the district attorney's office right now, still making a statement. I've been a cop a long time. I've seen a lot of things, you know, but with what happened to Haley and now what almost happened to Tori, well, I just want you to be especially careful until we get this psycho behind bars.
Inspector, I found some footprints outside. One of them is a good, full imprint.
Does it look like it could have been made by a cowboy boot?
I'd like to say so, sir.
All right, get forensics down here right away. Have them cast it and take it to the lab as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. Well, sounds like you might have something.
Yeah, this could be it. This will probably either clear Jake or convict him.
I never stopped talking, begging, and pleading with him not to hurt me. Then he gave up and left. Mrs. Capwell, there's something missing here.
Victoria said she's told you everything.
Oh, come on, Mason. You're a lawyer. You were the district attorney. You can't accept this statement.
I wouldn't stoop to cross-examining a victim.
Yeah, well, I want to make this thing stick. Look, this statement is too vague.
What would you like more detail about, please?
This thing is jam full with I pleaded, I begged, he shouted, he yelled. But you never say anything. You don't say what you said. You don't say what he shouted and yelled. I need something specific.
Find a sociopath who did this, Keith, and then worry about your case, huh?
Oh, Mason, your wife just talked a knife-wielding, sociopathic rapist out of attacking her. And that was his sole intent. I would like to know how she appealed to his better nature.
Look, I don't have anything else to say. Let me sign the statement. I want to go home.
Wait a second. I ask one simple question. You want to drop the ball and go home?
The man attacked me. I thought he was going to kill me.
Yes, I know, but he didn't. And why? You're not the first person to go through this nightmare. Other women have been through it. Your sister-in-law, Haley, did. I would like to know what gift you have. And I can tell them what magic words they could have said to stop this. So they would have...
Lay off,
What were the
Keith.
magic words?
Victoria's not on trial here.
No, but I tell you something. There's not going to be a trial. So she tells me what she's hiding.
Hey, Dr. Nicholas. Dr. Nicholas, I was thinking that this morning we could maybe...
Surprise. I'm not Dr. Nicholas. Could you tell?
What the hell are you doing here?
You always were grumpy in the morning. But I'm going to be here long enough to see the transformation into the charming, happy Englishman you actually are.
No, I'm afraid you won't be sticking around for that. I've got a lot of work to get done here today.
Yes, I know you do. In fact, so much work that you and Dr. Nicholas can't handle it alone. That's why I'm here.
What?
I'm the new volunteer lab assistant, and we're going to be spending the day together. So, let's not waste any more time. Where do we start?
No, wait a minute. Your sudden enthusiastic plunge into the scientific arena somehow just doesn't seem to quite ring true here.
Well, I have always had a certain interest in science, you know. I mean, even when I was little, I used to concoct this, like, mud and soda pop on Eden's clothes. She had this one pink jumper.
Enough for your nostalgic journeys, please. Now, come on, out, get lost. We don't have any openings here, and even if we did, I don't trust you.
We're going to get some specifics here, or what?
Out, Keith.
Mason, you seem to have entered a time warp. This is not your office any longer. It's mine.
It's not going to be yours much longer if you don't get out and leave me some time alone with my wife.
You weren't at the scene of the crime. I failed to see what...
If you don't get out of here, I'm going to report you to the Bar Association for harassment.
Okay, fine.
If you really want to nail this guy, talk some sense into my little lady there.
I'm at the end of my rope.
Oh, you're doing just fine. You told Keith everything he needs to know.
No, that's not going to stop him. He's not going to stop until he finds out why that man didn't rape me.
I don't see what possible difference that can make to Keith.
What possible difference could it make if we tell the truth? That the man didn't want to rape a pregnant woman.
There's no need to say all that.
Why, that's what happened,
It
Mason.
won't help solve the crime, Victoria. And it's hardly the way to announce to people that you're expecting.
Oh, yeah. We're going to turn it into a nice little social event. The new heir to the Capwell dynasty.
I just think that if we blurt it out to Keith, it will be unfortunate and awkward, especially considering how careful we've been up to now.
Mason, I know that this child is not yours biologically, but I do want you to feel like the father.
I will, I do.
Well, you're letting all these planning and the logistics take priority. Mason, I'm going to have a baby. This should be a happy time for us. I don't want to keep on lying.
It won't be much longer, trust me.
No, it won't be much longer until Keith finds out the truth. The minute we leave here, he's going to call the hospital, get the records, and find out that I am pregnant.
I've already taken care of that.
Oh, I see. Taking care of everything, haven't you?
Just trying to protect you, Victoria.
No, you're not. You're trying to protect the Capwell name. You don't want Keith to find out who the real father of my baby is.
Victoria.
It's true. He could find out. You know how suspicious he is of me and Cruz? You know, maybe that man should have raped me to avoid tarnishing the Capwell crest.
What is with you? Why are you so suspicious?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't ever recall being a suspicious person until I met a certain girl in Switzerland.
Oh, please don't put your paranoias on me. Please, please, please.
I'm not paranoid. I just want to know why you've suddenly become a volunteer lab assistant.
Jeffrey, I am a capable, intelligent person.
Ah, you're modest too, I see.
I am modest. Only reason I say that I'm capable and intelligent is because enough people, including you, have said so, and I believe it.
Fine, fine. You're capable, intelligent, you're vivacious, and you're beautiful. And so why aren't you out there entering the Miss California pageant instead of hanging around here?
Because I want to apply my energy and my intellect to something worthwhile, maybe?
And you just happen to choose the lab I work for.
Oh, I hate to bruise your overinflated ego, but there does happen to be someone else that works in this lab, someone whose work is hailed by national media because he's such a highly respected scientist.
Ah, so you're here because of Dr. Nicholas, then?
Listen, I know I don't have much in the way of qualifications.
We try nothing.
I don't see your degree in microbiology hanging on the walls anywhere. Listen, I volunteered to be a guinea pig for any experiments Dr. Nicholas might be doing.
But he has got dozens of volunteers.
Yes, well, I think I have an advantage being that my father gave a generous donation to the university lab research, huh?
Yeah, I must say, I'm really impressed that you did this totally on your own.
You're saying I'm the one that had the initiative to do it in the first
All it
place.
boils down to is typical bloody Capwell behavior.
I think I resent that.
Yeah, well, you can resent it all you like. It's a fact. You know, I thought that you were different, but you're just as arrogant as the rest of them. You've got this attitude that you can buy your way in and out of anything you like.
Hey, it's not like I fixed an election, Jeffrey, or I financed the overthrow of a foreign country or something like that. I volunteered a non-paying job in this lab.
Yeah, but you don't belong here.
What do you care? What is it? Why are you so upset?
I'm not.
Oh, well, you could have fooled me. What? What is it? What are you hiding in here?
What do you mean hiding?
Come on, what is it? You doing some Frankenstein experiment or something? What is it? I mean, listen, I know I signed up as a volunteer, but I'm not going to give any of my body parts away. Oh, it's in the Petri dishes, isn't it? Oh, that's what it is. You're coming up with this new formula for a super drug that not only cures baldness, but eliminates the English accent. That was funny.
You're not in the slightest bit funny, and you have the most ridiculous imagination.
Oh, right, and you, on the other hand, are just a barrel of laughs. You're a jokester by nature, aren't you?
Okay, I suppose as long as you're here, you can give me a hand here.
A hand? No way. I already told you I'm not volunteering body parts. Oh, yeah, but I will help you set up.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. It's harmless anyway. But if you're going to be your normal clumsy, klutzy self in here, you better put one of these things on.
Yep.
Oh, great. Another hospital type gown. What is this? Can't figure out what the back is, where the front. What is this?
Here, let me give you a hand. Head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
All right. All right.
I don't know what I said to him. I said anything that I thought would appeal to his sense of compassion.
Wait, let me get this straight. Here's a man that runs around town, throwing pillowcases over women's heads, holding them at knife point, and raping them, and you appeal to a sense of compassion, mercy, and fair play? I'd love to have a film of this. I mean, you win an Academy Award.
You have two options, Keith. You can accept my wife's statement at face value, or you can fold it 3 ways and stick it. We're going home.
Okay, all right. I'll have it typed up and sent over for your signature. One more thing. Do you remember the sound of his voice?
He whispered. He was very hoarse.
Does it sound like this? Was that his voice like this?
You're really pushing it, Keith.
It's okay. Go home. I'm finished.
Hi, Mason. Tourists.
I didn't get a chance to talk to you last night. The officer that you sent to the hospital, she was very kind to me. Please thank her.
I will. I'm really sorry you had to go through this story. I'm only glad that you kept your wits about you and that it wasn't worse.
She has amazing histrionic powers of persuasion, you know that?
Shut up, Keith.
Listen, why don't you take the rear exit? There's a lot of reporters out front.
Thanks, Cruz. This kind of thing tends to bring out the lowest common denominator.
You still feel a twinge when you see her, Cruz?
I found a clear boot print outside Mason's.
Wow. Small boot print for such a big man, huh?
Hopefully this will prove once and for all whether or not Jake did it.
Well, good. I'll send some men over to collect all his boots.
That's being done right now.
That's efficient. Well, good. I want you to go over and pick up Jake.
Well, I already put out an APB, and I've got men out looking for him.
No, I don't want to hear about men. You see, I want you to go over there. I want you to nail this guy, okay? It's just got sort of a beauty and symmetry to it, you know? You arresting the man you've been protecting for so long. I want to hear you say it. You're right, Keith. Say it. Oh, come on.
When I was at your parents' wedding reception, I had no idea that such a young, beautiful woman would have any interest in scientific pursuits.
Oh, no, she has a very wide range of interests. Everything from art to amoebas. They run the gamut from A to A.
I'm certainly looking forward to participating in these experiments, Dr. Nicholas.
What specifically did you have in mind?
Well, I was hoping to be involved in what Jeffrey was being involved in since he and I are friends.
I'm just very impressed that you're willing to take the time to be here. I mean, we need more young people dedicated to scientific research.
I don't want to lead you on. I mean, I'm no whiz kid at this, let me tell you.
Certainly wouldn't have picked up on that one.
Part of the reason I am here is because Jeffrey and I have shared a lot of experiences in the past, and I just assumed that he would be happy to have me as a volunteer. And besides, all this lab business is pretty new to him, too. Not right, Jeffrey?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm here as Dr. Nicholas's assistant, and I'll work with whomever he chooses to be his volunteer.
Jeffrey, that's not very gracious of you. I have no objection to two friends working together. Look, science is a great adventure. And it seems to me that when you embark on an adventure, you need a friend, someone that you can depend on, someone you can trust.
Well, that's why I'm here.
And we welcome you. You know, I'm about to embark on something that might be of enormous value to medical science. And what I need is a young, enthusiastic volunteer.
Well, now you've got one.
Good. However, your enthusiasm has you here a couple of hours too soon. Jeffrey and I have a little bit more work to complete, and if you'll excuse us, we look forward to seeing you this afternoon.
Sure, of course. Sorry, we don't want to delay the progress of science, do we? I'll be seeing you this afternoon.
Good. What was Miss Capwell doing here?
Isn't that what we were just talking about?
No Capwell has ever been interested in science. What does she really want?
Well, if she wasn't being straightforward with us, I really don't know.
She didn't ask you anything before I arrived?
No, she's just a volunteer. Does it really matter? It's because she's a Capwell, isn't it? You don't want a Capwell in your lab.
I live on the beach. I thought the whole thing was going to be washed up.
That was a pretty bad storm.
Yeah, they said a lot of the roads were washed up. People were stranded. Did you have any trouble?
Not really. I was up in the mountains.
During the storm?
Yeah. I borrowed a horse from a friend of mine and went riding up into the Santa Ynez Range. It's really beautiful up there.
You went riding in the pouring rain? Jake, that was a pretty bad storm.
Yeah, I know. I was in it. And when it got real bad, I took the horse into a cave for cover.
Did anyone see you, or did you see anyone?
No. I don't have any witnesses. What's the big deal anyway? I mean, I'm not going to jump bail or anything. There was another woman raped last night, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was another attack. Actually, there were two. And they were very similar to the attack on Haley.
Oh, no.
Do you at least have the name of the person who loaned you the horses? Well, what was his name?
Charlie Vasquez. He lives at the Barcy Ranch near Ojai.
All right, good. I'll check it out.
I was in the mountains, I swear it. I'll take another lie detector test if you want me to.
I'm just going to go see what your friend has to say, and I'll let you know.
Give me a shot of gin, neat.
Hey, man, breakfast hour, not happy hour.
Did I ask you what time it was?
No, sir.
Sources in the district attorney's office confirmed the attempted rape of Mrs. Mason Capwell last night. After a harrowing 2-hour ordeal, Mrs. Capwell was able to elude her
Brother
attack.
Capwell, they're gonna nail my hide to the wall.
Pillowcase rapist after a similar attack 3 weeks ago. The same source reports that police are presently looking for a man they are anxious to question as a suspect in the case and hope to have him in custody by this afternoon. Earlier last evening, another woman reported an encounter with the so-called pillowcase rapist very near the location of the original attack.
Mason, I would have thought that you'd have gotten somebody in here to clean this up.
I'm sorry we couldn't touch anything until the police had completed their work.
Yeah, I see. I'd like to be alone for a little, okay?
Victoria, I can't leave you alone. I want to help.
Do you? I think you just don't want me to be alone. You're afraid I'm going to call somebody and tell them I'm pregnant.
Victoria!
Mason, how could you have put me through that charade in Keith's office? You could see how painful it was for me. He knew I was hiding something. He probably thinks that I was raped and I don't want anybody to know about it. Then when we announce my pregnancy, he's going to think that the rapist fathered the child.
Victoria.
Wait, is that what you want?
I think you're going pretty far afield.
Am I? I sat in the DA's office for 3 hours lying to protect the Capwell name. You don't want anybody to know that I'm pregnant until you're sure people will think that you are the father of the child.
I wish I was the father. Then maybe we could avoid some of this mess.
That's what this is. This is a mess. This is a nuisance to you.
Victoria, we're both upset and tired. I don't think that this...
Hi, I hope I didn't come at a bad time, but I really would like to see how Victoria is doing.
You'll be happy to know she's on the verge of a total breakdown, thanks to you.
Mason,
If you hadn't gotten that psychopath out on bail, he wouldn't have been free to attack my wife.
Yeah, I'm having some problems trying to pinpoint exactly what your feelings are towards the Capwells.
Why do you feel it necessary to do so?
Oh, no reason, really. It's just that you seemed so friendly and charming with Cece and Sophia at their wedding reception, and yet now you feel all these great resentments towards them.
Relationships are dichotomous. It's like the old cliche of love and hate being the opposite sides of the same coin. That is based in truth. Now, come on, you could understand that.
Better than you think. But you're speaking in generalities, and as a scientist, you deal in specifics, right?
And I wasn't aware that this was a scientific survey. Yeah.
Hey, you said something about knowing C.C. some time ago, before Sophia came into his life.
Boy, Cece and I have quite a history.
Yeah, look, he's aware of your animosity. He certainly didn't show it.
Sensitivity isn't Cece's long suit. Cece's impression of our relationship is that it'll pick up exactly where it left off. That's not to deny that we had some really great times when we were younger. But ultimately, Cece took from me the most important person in my life. The only person I've ever loved. That can leave a scar.
Yeah, I can understand how that feels.
Can you?
Yeah. You see, I have certain feelings for Kelly, which are very much at odds with how I feel about the rest of her family.
So we share something. What happened?
I can't forgive what they did to someone I loved.
Something we have in common.
What do you mean?
The person that was hurt. The woman that we both wish to avenge.
My mother?
Yes, Pamela. I know the Capwells let her die.
Final boarding for Flight 7 to Seattle. Final boarding for Flight 7.
Hi, listen, I made a reservation on the Vancouver flight that leaves at 11:10.
what was the name, sir?
Jacobs.
Cash or charge?
Cash. And could you hurry up, because I only got 10 minutes to catch this flight.
Yes, sir.
Pittsburgh is now boarding at gate 9.
Look, I thought these things were printed out by a computer.
The computer's down right now, sir.
Great, that's just what I need.
I'm doing this as quickly as I can.
Look, just forget it, okay? I changed my mind.
Mr. Morton, you're under arrest.
Hi.
I just came from Mason's apartment. He slammed the door in my face.
What?
He's furious with me.
Why?
Because he blames me for what happened to Victoria.
Oh, no, that's ridiculous.
He is convinced that Victoria would never have been attacked if I hadn't gotten Jake out on bail.
He doesn't know that Jake was the one who attacked her, and even if he did, you didn't have much choice, did you?
No. You see, I'm his attorney, and I have to do everything that I can to see that he gets all the opportunities available to him by the law.
And that includes bail, doesn't
Yes.
it? Well, Mason will realize that.
I don't think so. I've never seen him this angry.
Juliet, he's obviously upset, and he's taking it out on you.
Yeah, well, you didn't see him. I would venture to say that he's sort of cut me out of his life completely right now.
Mason's my brother, but he can be a real jerk sometimes. The nice thing is that he usually realizes that you have too much to worry about in your life right now. You have a new job,
Working for Mason.
and you've got a beautiful new baby coming. You have to worry about you. To heck with anybody who's giving you grief. Excuse me. Hello? Yes, she is. I'll tell her. Jake's been arrested again.
Oh, it's just not my day. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a witness that can place you at Johnny's during the first attack. We also have pillowcases, we have footprints, we have a matchbook that says you're from the stables.
Look, I don't care what you've got. I wasn't there and I didn't do it.
Oh, that's right. You were out riding a horse in the mountains during the biggest storm of the year.
Yeah, that's where I was.
You expect me to believe that's an alibi a 6-year-old would give?
You can check it out easily enough by talking to this Charlie Vasquez.
Oh, yeah, right. Vasquez is your friend, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he'd probably say anything you wanted him to say, wouldn't
He'll tell you the truth.
he? Okay. Let's suppose Vasquez substantiates and says that you did get a horse and ride out in the storm in the middle of the rain, okay? Well, even if you did do that, even if you were out riding, you could have stashed the horse and had enough time to go to the Capitol apartment. You see, you blew it this time. You were very careful up until now. But you were too talky with Mrs. Capwell, it seems. You told her things, and she remembers the words. She remembers your voice.
Okay, why don't we talk to about... Well, there's this Harriet Marshall, the victim of the first attack. Why don't we talk to her and see if she can ID his
He doesn't give a damn about that. He doesn't care about anything. The Capitals have decided I'm guilty, and that should be good enough for anybody in this town. I could have been with the Pope himself last night, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to take the fall for this.
That's not going to happen as long as I'm in the police force in this town. Just be... Mason?
I thought he had a right to know about it.
Look, I don't think it's such a good idea for you to be here.
Hey, Mason, come on. Right now, I'm going to work on the phone battery.
Calm down.
That's very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here.
What's this?
It's a list of observations to record, an experiment that I want you to perform. What we'll do is we'll use them to gauge the reaction reflex of people under the influence of alcohol.
Well, when would you like me to begin?
This afternoon. And I think Kelly Capwell might be able to help us out with this. It's very important that we know the reaction of people who have been drinking under various levels of alcohol consumption. It also affects medical dosage and affectation.
Ah, okay. Hey, I'll start as soon as Kelly gets here, then.
Okay?
You know, I've been thinking about what you said, about the Capwells letting my mother die. I know that Mason neglected her, but is there anything else the Capwells did? Something I don't know about?
Jeffrey, as a scientist, I take everything one step at a time. Right now, it's not the right time for you and I to discuss that. Not yet.
This experiment that Kelly's taking part in, there's nothing in it, I mean, there's nothing risky about it, is there?
No, there's no need to concern yourself. I've observed Kelly, and she's far different from all the other Capwells.
Yeah. Yeah, she is, isn't she?
Don't worry yourself. No harm will come to her.
Jake, I don't want you to give up now.
Come on. Everybody who counts has found me guilty. You might as well just throw me in prison.
Listen, I'm going to check out the alibi. We've still got the lie detector test. We have got some things to go on.
I still don't have a prayer, and you know it.
All right, Cruz, I would like to know on what grounds my client was brought in today.
Oh, come on now, Julia.
I'm serious. I want to know. What cause did you have to arrest my client once again? Was there new evidence?
Yes, there was. It's being checked out by the lab as soon as possible. And for what it's worth, you're lucky I arrested the guy because he was on his way out of the country.
Not a real smart move, huh?
No.
His alibi was a little thin, too. Riding in the mountains in the middle of a storm.
To tell you the truth, I'm inclined to buy it. I mean, if you knew you were going to be charged with a rape, would you use an alibi that lame if it wasn't the truth?
No. I think I would come up with something a little better than that. I also thought I was the only one crazy enough to believe him.
Well, I don't know what I believe, but I did find a knife at Mason's. I'm trying to get a print off it. Maybe that'll clear the guy. On the other hand, it may prove that neither one of us is a very good judge of character.
I'm glad you're on my side.
I just want to see the right guy put behind bars, that's all.
Well, fighting again to defend your friend, Jake?
I don't think Jake did it.
And while you defend your expert opinion, he's free to attack 2 other women.
You know, Mason, I would think that you, of all people, could remember the difference between fact and circumstantial evidence. I guess that's a lot to ask right now.
Well, have you filed the assault charges against me yet?
I am not filing any charges, Mason.
That's not going to make up for everything else you've done.
I have done my job as defense attorney, just as you would have. Mason, we're working together. You wouldn't have me do any less for our client than what I'm doing for Jake.
I wouldn't have allowed you to defend scum like that. It's your overzealousness that let Jake back on the streets in the first place so he could attack my wife. That should never have happened.
You can be a real idiot sometimes, you know that? You're blaming me for what happened to Victoria makes about as much sense as blaming you for being with me last night instead of at home.
Who said that? Who did you say that to?
No one. No one, Mason. I am not going to fight with you anymore.
All right, the experiment you're taking part in this afternoon is to evaluate your reactions after ingesting a certain chemical substance.
You're not going to give me LSD or anything like that, are you?
Oh, you don't have to worry. I assure you this will be very, very safe.
Jeffrey, I don't know. Maybe you should
Look,
find out.
the process is totally controlled.
As controlled as you are?
Are you prepared to proceed?
What is it with you? Are you prepared to proceed? You sound like a scientist in a bad movie. Will you loosen up?
I'm not here to loosen up, and neither are you. Now, look, if you're not going to be serious about this, then I suggest you reconsider, all right?
I can take it seriously if you would talk to me like Jeffrey. I know you.
Kelly, let's not get personal here, please.
I think it's a little late for that, Jeffrey. Or what, did you ingest some chemical substance that erases your memory bank?
Very funny.
Jeffrey, you and I have been about as personal as 2 people can get.
Will you please compose yourself and concentrate so we can get on with this?
Fine. Frankie and Johnny were lovers. Oh, Lordy, how they could love. Swore to be true to each other.
Will you stop singing and sit down?
Good stars above. What, don't you like that song? I can sing something else.
Hey, will you sit down? It's not the song, and you sang better with laryngitis.
Why are you being so mean to me today? Look, if you didn't want me to be here, all you had to do was tell me.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be cross with you. It's just... I've got a couple of things on my mind, things you aren't even aware of.
Oh, why don't you tell me about them? I am a good listener. You know that.
But let's just deal with this right now, okay? All right, here. I want you to drink this, and then we're going to simulate problems that could arise while driving a car.
What is this?
Scotch.
Well, I can't take it then.
Why not?
I never drink and drive.
You're not really going to be driving. We're simulating it here in this room.
Julia had to threaten to charge him with assault.
Well, I'm sure Mason deserved it. I just hope it doesn't ruin the friendship between the 2 of them.
Well, I wouldn't count on the 2 of them being buddy-buddy for a while.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They have to work together. She doesn't need that day in and day out.
Well, I wouldn't worry about Julia. She's tough.
Yeah, but she's alone, and she's lonely, pregnant. She needs all the friends she can get.
I know. Which is why I'm happy she moved in next to us. That way we can keep an eye on her, take care of her a little bit without it being too obvious about it. You know, she's very independent.
I wonder.
Well, she's having this baby on her own, and it was her choice.
I guess.
What do you mean, you guess?
Well, we don't know who the father is. Maybe she didn't mean to get pregnant. Maybe the father's married. Or we don't know. Maybe Julia would say that it's what she wanted, even though it might not necessarily be the case.
There is one other thing we're gonna have to worry about.
What's that?
Well, Mason is really angry with her right now. He's not gonna be too thrilled with the prospect of you and me being friendly with her.
Well, he'll get over it. I'm not about ready to arrange my social life or pick my friends because of Mason's shortcoming or his short fuse.
I love it when you growl. I guess the only way out of this is just to prove that Jake is innocent or guilty as soon as we possibly can.
Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I do. In fact, I'm going to start working on one of them right now, if you'll excuse me. Thanks. Hey, man. Is Brooke around?
No, he'll be in a little later.
Uh-huh. Tell me, you recognize this?
It's a hunting knife. Pretty common around here.
Uh-huh. You know anybody who has one?
Yeah, a lot. Brick has one. Gus uses one in the kitchen. Hey, most of the stable hands who come in here carry them.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you know, matter of fact, I know there's this one guy who wears one in his booth.
Who's that?
You know him. He's been in some trouble. Works at the Abernathy stables. I think his name's Jake.
I can't stay here. I just can't. I tried. I rearranged the furniture. I put things away, but last night he keeps replaying in my head.
Victoria, if you don't want to stay here, we can leave right now. We'll stay with my father.
No, we can't go there.
All right, we'll check into the hotel, wherever you want to go.
No, it's no use. I can't get this out of my head.
Well, we can try. I want you to feel safe.
You know, I remember Haley the night that it happened. She looked like this frightened animal. Well, now I know why and how she felt. Because I feel that way, too.
Might be best not to think about it.
I want to talk to her. I want to talk to Haley.
Now?
Yes.
Victoria, I don't know what that would accomplish. All it would do is dredge up a lot of painful memories for both of you. It might be better not to dwell on it.
You know, Keith wanted all these details. And you don't want to hear any of it at all. Haley's right. You don't understand. Nobody understands how trapped I feel.
Well, that's where I'm trapped, too. Because I can't be you. I can't feel what you felt. But I can swear to you that Jake Morton will rot in jail for what he did to you two.
Yeah. Good. When? Yeah, okay, we'll rush it through as soon as you can. You bet. Bye.
Any news?
Yeah, Jake's boots are in the lab right now, and they're going to let us know as soon as they can tell if they got a match or not.
Do you think that would implicate him?
Most likely. It's doubtful somebody borrowed those boots before the attack on Torrey. On the other hand, even if we can tell that he didn't make the print, it doesn't clear him of Haley's rape.
Well, this has to be the same guy, right? A pillowcase and a knife were used in both attacks.
Well, it's a strong link, but the thing was all over the news, you know, which opens the gates for any nut in town to pull a copycat routine.
That's frightening.
No, I hate to say it, but the best thing that could happen to Jake is if somebody else did something like this while he was in jail.
It's a horrible thought. Glad you're here with me.
Darling, you're always going to be here with me. In fact, I've been thinking about getting a little closer, you know? Like maybe it's time for us to tie that proverbial knot.
That's a wonderful idea.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Because I got another idea I think you're going to like, too.
Mm-hmm.
Hop on board.
Oh, I'd like it all.
If
oncoming vehicle is headed straight for you. Which do you do first? Swerve, brake, or honk? All three simultaneously.
Swerve.
That's fine, but you were supposed to push the button numbered 1. Don't you remember that?
Of course I remember that. Number 1, here you are, you. There, push the button. You happy?
You're happy enough for both of us. Time for another shot.
Jeffrey, wait a minute. I told Dr. Nicholas that anything involving needles, I don't...
Scotch. Another shot of scotch.
Oh. Well, I don't mind if I do. You know, you should be doing this with me.
That's not part of the experiment.
Well, it's a pretty silly experiment, then. I mean, how am I supposed to be going on when you're not going on with me?
Yeah, okay. Your brakes lock on a wet road and your car begins to turn to the left. You turn your wheels left, right, or straight ahead?
Pretty quick reaction, wasn't it?
Yeah, extremely quick, but you pushed button number 5. There were only 3 answers.
Oh, does that mean I missed that question, then?
No.
You're mad at me, aren't you, Jeff?
At 60 miles per hour, how many car lengths do you maintain between yourself and the car ahead of you? 2, 5, 6, or 12?
I'm sorry. Can you... What's the answers again?
2, 5, 6, or 12?
2, 5, 6, 12. What do you think it is?
Would you please just respond to the question?
See, why don't you respond to a question from me?
What? What?
All right. Having Kelly drink all of this scotch is 1, part of the experiment, 2, a way to get rid of cheap booze, or 3, Jeffrey's sleazy way of getting her drunk.
But do you really think I would stoop to someone that low? What kind of person do you think I am, anyway?
I'm waiting for possible answers.
You think you're cute, don't you? You're making a bloody mockery of this experiment.
You are adorable, that's what you are, but oh, you're so mysterious. Yes, I forgot. Jeffrey is the young man who's full of mystery.
Okay, time for you to leave.
Oh, wait, I don't know if I can. Do I swerve? Do I brake? Do I honk? I don't remember which one.
Come on, upsy-daisy, upsy-daisy.
Oh,
All right.
Jeffrey, you're so mysterious.
Whoa!
Singer Lionel Richie joins the next Oprah Winfrey Show. Then on Donahue, Siskel and Ebert take you to the movies for a look at what's hot and what's not. Oprah, followed by Donahue, tomorrow morning starting at 9 on Channel 2.